Seth Walder of ESPN apparently created a model that predicts NFL players' free agent contracts based on cumulative guesses from other sites.
Wow. That's a dope concept.
ESPN, The Athletic, PFF, and NFL.com. The estimate on Devin Bush was $12.54 million. If that's the price tag, would you make it a priority to re-sign him, or is that too high? What say you, G?
Of course. No, of course, that means yes, sign him.
Yeah.
You shouldn't ask me no questions about free agency. You already know where I stand. I'm completely ludicrous when it comes to free agency dollars.
Yeah, just
so
keep spending.
If you are a person that is looking for down-to-earth analysis on free agency and picking players, I'm not the guy to go to.
You're not the realistic guy.
Yeah, you already know what I'm going to say. Yes, you could bring up Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I can look at it and be like,
listen. We get him at a good price?
Man, Rudolph, man, listen, $60 million. He got a red nose.
Yeah.
He's good in the playoffs. You know he could play in rough weather.
He's a great finisher. Jason, what say you on Devin Bush?
I was just looking up his tackle numbers.
He had 100 plus.
Yeah, he had
monster season.
Monster year. And he was decent last year here at 24.
Yeah.
He was decent. Pretty good. And a great year, obviously, this year. So was he a great fit in Jim Schwartz's scheme, or did he figure something out in his, 7th, 8th year in the league? I think that's really what you have to ask yourself, because I don't know that the scheme's staying the same. Certainly not the guy running it is. It can be similar, but
I can't imagine you making dramatic changes, though.
But is it enough for a guy like that who doesn't have a long track record of success? Would you? It's not a huge gamble. Like, what are you saying? 12. What's the total guaranteed?
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't seem like that much money.
No,
Minimowski.
So I guess I would say yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'd go much higher than that.
I mean, as long as anywhere in that ballpark, it makes sense.
Todd Monken out here listen, I'm trying to set it and forget it. Whatever y'all was doing over there, hey, Rudy, run a couple new wrinkles if you want to, but for the most part, we need Devin Bush to do that. I didn't know he had 3. He had 3 picks. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was one of your best players last year.
He was phenomenal.
On defense. I'm definitely re-signing him. That's not crazy money to me. Even if I got to pay a little more than that, I would do it. So I'm locking him back up.
And then
assuming he wants to come back, which
unless somebody give him a crazy. I mean, the linebackers aren't really commanding
nobody's
crazy
money.
I like the fact that he can run, plays well with Carson Schlesinger, and that money that whatever picks or anything that we need to do, I'm going to allocate that to the offensive side of the football.
I think you want to keep the defense was very good last year. You want to keep it together if you can. Right?
Yes.
And is he the only free agent of the guys who played significant snaps?
Is Ronnie Hickman a free agent?
I don't think so.
No.
If he would, it would be like a restricted free agent.
Yeah, he was
probably.
undrafted,
so
I don't know.
He's 4 year. He get a 4-year deal.
What's he? 3?
It's not been 4 years.
It's been 3
years.
I don't think Ronnie Hickman's a free agent. You can double check that. I think Devin Bush
might be.
I know Emerson's a free agent, but he didn't play last year.
Right.
He is a restricted free agent in 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, got
so
you. So we good.
If they want him, when you guys are restricted free agent, they always come back if the team wants him.
Who's line? Shelby. Shelby's free agent, right?
Oh,
Shelby Harris.
Yeah.
Is he a free agent?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah. I mean, they could. You hope Mike Hall could step into his rotational role.
And Malik Collins is coming
signed.
back. He's signed.
Although he got hurt.
Coming off injury.
But everybody else, almost all of the key pieces from last year's team are back. To me, Devin Bush is the best player that's not under contract on my defense. I'm bringing him back. And then I'm spending the rest of the money that I have on another offensive lineman and maybe a wide receiver.
Let me tell you this, though. As I sat at home looking around for the first time, it seems as if I'm not going to take a defensive player. That's not what I would do.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take the possibility of them taking a defensive player off the board.
We were talking about this yesterday, that the 3, according to, who was it that had this? Todd McShay. He spoke to a number of GMs, and the consensus was there's 3 can't-miss blue-chip players. Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, and Jeremiah Love. None of them would be a perfect draft pick for the Browns, but I said that any of them, including Jeremiah Love, I wouldn't kill the Browns if they took any of them, even though it's not ideal position-wise, any of them.
Yeah, because now
Think about this. As the resident Shador guy, I want your take on this. I know Jeremiah Love seems like a crazy pick, but if he's that special a player, okay, let's say you have a backfield of him and Judkins. You know how much pressure that would take off of Shador Sanders to have a running game with now, obviously, you'd have to address a lot in the offensive line.
Yep.
And you still got to get a receiver. But as crazy as it may seem, look how if this guy is the next Bijan Robinson, if this guy is the next, the Lions got David Montgomery, good player.
Jameer.
And then they went and got Jahmyr Gibbs. They didn't regret having both of them. I know eventually now Montgomery's gone. But for a couple of years, having those two great backs.
You don't have to sell it to me that tough.
Talk you into it, maybe.
You don't
or
have
you
to
like
sell
it.
No, you don't have to sell it because I look at it like this. If, say for instance, they go and get one of your Brian Thomas Jr. Or Marvin Harrison, right? I'm gonna go trade a pick and get them. Or you sign I don't know, Alec Pierce or something, right? Now you got one of those guys, you get some free agents up front, and now you look at the draft and you say, okay, well, if I'm not going to go down the path of using that pick on Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon or Carnell Tate, I already got my receiver, then you open for business. You can trade down. If we trying to fleece the Bengals, me and Bull going to make this deal. If the Bengals, you got to come up, you got to come stronger.
What do I got to give you?
You got to come stronger than if you want Caleb Downs. He available.
I know.
Y'all ain't been no good
Give you a
since
second-round pick?
Jesse. You ain't been no good since Jesse Bates.
I'll give you a second-round pick.
Second? When?
This year.
2 this year?
Yeah.
Man, I need how many?
Bengals have, I think, the 40th pick or the 41st.
How many spots? Where y'all picking at
You
right
only
now?
have to drop 4 spots, 6 to 10.
6 to 10. Hey man,
I could help both teams.
I want a 4-2.
I give it up.
Nah, I would do that.
You have to work that hard for that
a 2 and a 4.
I want a 27-1.
You want the 1?
They wouldn't give that up.
You want the 1?
You got a 1 last year for going from 2 to 5.
Well, listen, this is why me and Jason, we in the same front office. I'm good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
So you have to
I'm not gonna be able to do that, but
I mean, the window.
I can't imagine the teams would make a trade. I think it's more likely they trade with Dallas at 12.
I think
Dallas, like Cincinnati, is desperate for defense.
They're thirsty.
They're more likely to be aggressive in the draft than the Bengals would be.
Yeah.
And now you have to drop 2 more spots. But here's the thing. Who's picking 11? Can you look, Anthony? Because the Bengals are not drafted as
Dolphins.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Like, if the Browns want an offensive lineman, right? Well, who's drafting an offensive lineman? If you dropping to 10 or 12 doesn't really matter. The Bengals are not drafting an offensive lineman. They're 100% going defense at 10. I don't know about the Dolphins. Maybe they would take an O-lineman.
I'm Jason. Look, hey, can you bring that? That picture, that draft order back up real quickly? I appreciate you. This is what your man is doing right here. This is what.
You want the picks, G, or you want the order?
Just that last graphic you had up there with the order right there. You see that face Andrew Berry got right there? That's the face of somebody who knows that we don't know who the heck they gonna take. That face right there is like, I could do anything I want. I'm telling you.
See, to me, that's the face of, how the hell do I still have my jobs? I have been terrible.
You've been inflammatory today, Bull. That is 3 to 4 that you've gotten
inflammatory,
off. Now, look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I have no guesses. Like, they could trade down. They could take a defensive player. They could take a receiver, offensive lineman. I'm telling you, I have no clue what they're doing.
The only thing that would shock me at 6 is if with the Browns with their first pick, is if they traded up. That would shock me.
That would shock me.
I actually agree with that.
Yes.
Nothing else could shock me. I actually would be shocked if they drafted Jeremiah Love at 6. I would be shocked. I'd be okay with it, but I would be shocked if they did that.
But, it depends on what the free agency look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you telling me I got a receiver and you do got Quinshon Judkins, but you get Jeremiah Love, like you said, I want weapons.
Yeah.
I want bona fide weapons at all different positions. I want to get the screen game out here. I need the most weapons. If you are going to play Shador Sanders, nah, we're not coming out here with these regular. No, I want ball players. So if you give me some ball players and he go out there and he don't cook, guess what?
Then we move on.
Don't all y'all got some ammunition in? You like, this dude got this dude, this dude, this
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, right.
And he still didn't do. Nah, we got to move on.
Yeah,
right. So let's see it.
Yeah.
I want the weapons.